Hello, and welcome to Boomer and Beyond Wellness. I'm Angela Fischetti. So today I'm going to teach you a short sequence that I call accessing your breathing accessory muscles. Folks, I teach this in every single senior community where I visit for on-site work. I find that it helps people get present in the moment because they are breathing, right? You're focusing on breathing purposefully, and it will also help with any kind of disconnection, not present in the moment type thing, some brain fog, even some cognitive impairment going on. This will help bring us present in the moment, aware of where we're at, and it will also help stimulate your lymphatic system. And please understand that I normally do this seated, but I really wanted to show in the video standing. So you could do it both ways and you will reap the rewards whether you're standing or seated. Now, the accessories we'll be using today, a sticky yoga mat and your beautiful body. Got it? Because we don't need any accessories for this at all. Now, medical disclaimers and precautionary measures. Well, if you have any chronic health condition at all, please preview my videos before participating, but look for what you can do. However, if you're unsure, then I would invite the medical healthcare practitioner who knows your body best to preview the video as well to help you make an informed decision. Now, specific to this video, well, I am standing on a mat, folks, and therefore, if it's a yoga or an exercise mat, they are made out of latex, so you do want to look for non-latex or latex-free. And I want to caution those of you with osteoporosis of the spine to make sure that you stay fully upright, that you're not collapsing and not bending forward. Very important. If you have any type of vertebral issues, if you have rotator cuff issues, I'm going to be doing something where I lift the arms all the way out and up overhead, just this, reaching all the way up to the ceiling. Folks, I would prefer that you bring your arms just up to a halfway point. And for those of you with pinched nerve, it could be an issue because I'll be doing that, some shoulder shrugs, so you can always avoid that by doing some nice gentle shoulder rolls. And for those of you who are medicated or not for hypertension, have vertigo or GERD, as always, please be careful. You don't want to drop your head down into a forward flexion of the cervical spine. We want to avoid that, okay? And for everybody, please make sure that the device you're looking at to participate with my videos is not on the floor. That's going to make your head do this, right? You're going to be dropping your head down. You're going to hurt your neck, and you might blame me or the exercise. So just please bring your devices up to eye level. Now, the muscles involved here. So I'm calling this the respiratory cycle. That consists of both inspiration and expiration. So there's a lot of muscles. I'm going to mention them, but I'm not going to mention every single one, folks, because there are smaller ones and real deep, just to understand there's a lot going on here. So we have the muscle everybody knows about for breathing, the diaphragm, right? We also have the intercostal muscles, and the costal would refer to the ribs. So they are between the ribs, and they are responsible for 25% of our respiratory cycle. Then we're going to move into some of the neck muscles that are involved. Well, you see this muscle here? It's kind of a chunketter that you can grab a bit, this thing. It's called the SCM, and that's short for sternocleidomastoid. Then we have smaller neck muscles called the scalenes. And then we have, I'm going to move down a little here, and I'm going to tap. That's my clavicle, and I bet you can hear that in the microphone, okay? So there's a muscle underneath it, and it's called the subclavius. That's involved. Moving down a little bit lower, we have the pectoral muscle group. This is just two muscles, but one is real big. It's the pectoralis major, and then kind of coming up out to the side and up along here, and both sides, we have the pectoralis minor. Then there are the serratus muscles. So we have the serratus anterior, kind of like finger-like muscles that go right across the rib cage here. And then we have the serratus posterior, and in massage therapy, we call this the boxing muscle, folks, because it allows your shoulder blades to protract. That means they're separating away from each other like that, all right? And then we have the latissimus dorsi, short would be lats, right? And that's the big swimmer's muscle for we massage therapists out there. Then you see that kind of chunquetta up through here that everybody's like, oh man, this is so tight. And these, everybody calls them the traps, but do understand they are a really big back muscle. And they're not just up through here. Then we have the back erector muscles. They run up and down both sides of the spine and literally keep us erect. Then we're going to move into the abdominal area. So we have the rectus femoris muscle. Now, what does that do? It helps us flex the spine. Now, a lot of people with their crunches, which I hope you're not doing when you have chronic health conditions and are beyond 55, you want to look on my channel for the uncrunch, the non-crunch, all right? Very important, by the way, but it is that movement that the rectus abdominis does basically lead that action. Then we also have the oblique muscles, because they kind of crisscross and basically help us rotate from the waist, and the transverse abdominis, which I talk a lot about on this channel. So this one is our internal corset. It's deep to our belly button, kind of wraps around a little bit to that low back. And all you have to do is pull in your belly button to really get the sense of activating it. But folks, it's not a suck the belly up and in. You don't have to do that. And then, of course, the many other smaller muscles that are involved. So what are the activities of living that are benefited? Well, it's real simple, folks. It's life itself, right? So in yoga, we like to think of the breath as your life force. So just one very, very important reminder here, because we're not going to be really exerting much energy, okay, would be on the within the post tab of the channel. You want to look for reference images, and also either a reference study or a reference article that obviously has something to do with this video. And I'm going to see if I can put together some screenshots for you as well. Now, we're going to begin here. Now, I'm going to stand basically in an athletic ready stance. So how do you do that? Well, you're going to feel for your high hip bones, called the iliac crest. Bring your hands to the inside, but I would like your fingers to point straight down, not this stuff, all right? Point straight down. I'm going to line up to my knees, down to my ankles, and then I want to make sure my toes are in the same line as each other. And for the females especially, all right, do make sure you avoid tipping your pelvis forward in an anterior pelvic tilt. You just want a nice little subtle posterior pelvic tilt known as a pelvic tuck. So real simply, I'm going to bring the arms out. The palms are facing you. Your palms would face me. Inhale, I bring the arms up to shoulder height. My palms are facing the ceiling. What is that? Supine, face up. Turn the palms down. Exhale to lower the arms down. Now, these simple movements that I teach you, this sequence, you're going to activate all those breathing accessory muscles, stimulate your lymphatic system as well. One more here. Inhale, up, pause, turn the palms down. Exhale, lower down. Notice I don't move real fast. Now we're going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Great for arthritic necks for some of you. And drop. And then lift and drop. You might be hearing this bounce around a little bit. And lift, pause, and drop. And then from the shoulder shrugs, let's move into some basic shoulder rolls. Up, back, and down. Now notice I'm not elbow pumping here, folks. Just nice, gentle shoulder rolls. One more. Inhaling and exhaling. And then I'm going to step back just a little bit. Inhale the arms up. I don't try to touch my hands or anything like that. I like straight elbows here. Turn the palms out. Exhale down. And inhale all the way up. And if you feel like looking up at the ceiling, that is fine. Just be careful of that type of movement if you've had a TIA, transient ischemic attack, or a stroke. You want to avoid hyperextension of the neck. One more. Inhale and exhale down. Very nice. Couple of more shoulder rolls. And you'll be absolutely amazed at how this can wake you up and just bring you present in the moment. Now I'm going to bring my feet about the width, of the side of my hips. And I'm going to give myself a nice big bear hug, but I can only do it partially because of the microphone. But I want you to all, when you hug yourself, mean it, okay? And try to reach your fingers in behind your shoulder blades, between your shoulder blades, I should say. As you can see here, I have to avoid the mic, so this is how I'll demonstrate it, but you get the idea. So inhale, stand tall. Pull your kneecaps up to engage your quadricep muscles, belly button drawn in. Exhale, rotate and turn. It's a very small twist. And do make sure you don't only turn that neck, right? You want to make sure that you get a little bit more than that. Coming back to center. So for osteoporosis of the spine, this one's a small twist, but you might want to find out if it's appropriate for you. Inhale, open. Exhale, all to the top arm. Just kind of breaks a pattern, breaks a habit. Inhale, stand tall. Pull the belly button in for that transverse abdominis. Exhale, turn and twist, hold, and breathe in and out through the nose. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, release the arms. Now, I'm going to show you how I close my classes as well. So I'm going to bring the fingertips to the shoulders. I'm going to watch my microphone and do the best I can here with you. I'm going to draw the elbows in toward each other because I want those shoulder blades, your scapulae, to move all around the back of those ribs. And then elbows straight up. A lot of people do this. So I'm going to turn my back to you. You can cross your hands over each other if that helps you bring your elbows a bit closer together. Then I spread them open, push them back, thrust up the chest and chin. I'm not doing this big hyperextension. No. And then I lower down. Again, elbows in, elbows up. Push back, open your heart center and lower. Elbows in, elbows up, open out, lift that chest and lower down, take them down. Take some nice big shoulder rolls. And that's what we have for you today here, folks, here at Boomer and Beyond Wellness. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always reach out to me via the contact form on my website, which is boomerandbeyondwellness.com. And folks, please support the channel by subscribing to it, sharing the videos, giving it a kind comment, and don't forget that notification bell. And until next time, eat your greens, eat your beans, drink your water, and thank you so much for your support.